Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Purls and Pyrs podcast. I am your host, Nina, otherwise known as Ine, on Ravelry, Instagram, Pinterest, and Blue Sky. So, it has been a long time. Although, I will have a few episodes to put up. So, I have one that I recorded back in April. So my mom was in the hospital for a little bit. She's fine and she's out now. But I did make a road trip back to Ohio. So I recorded an episode right before I went, and I had just started my new job. So basically ever since then, because it's a job that's back in the office, I have not been at home, and obviously I've added a commute onto either side of my day. It just means I'm not home as much, and then the kids are home for the summer. There's been a lot going on with the kids too, so it's just been a lot. And yeah, putting aside like the whole political situation in the US right now, which is also a lot. And it's been hard not to just kind of spiral into despair. So, I wanted to come and record and at least show you some of the things I've completed. I don't know where my testnet is, so I did a testnet for Samantha Guerin, and it was completed. The due date was the end of June, so the pattern came out June 30th. It is called the Summer Session Tank. It is the summer version of the study session sweater, which is on my list to knit. I have yarn for it up here. I think I might change my mind on what yarn I'm going to use, but I was going to use this yarn. Good grief. Sorry. It was sitting on the bench seat that I've got by the window, and Hubble kept knocking it off because we have some baby bunnies that are living in our yard, and so every time they come out, he like literally loses his shit. And just knocks everything off of the bench, including all the cushions. So anything I had sitting over there just would go flying, and then it would tumble across the floor, and there's always pure tumbleweeds on my floor. It's just part of the delight of having these fuzzy creatures living in your house, but worth it. It's fine. So anyway, I finished that test knit. I really love it. I've worn this shirt, I don't know, 3 or 4 times at work, so it's probably laying somewhere in a hamper, because I always wear it over like a cami, so I don't have to wash it every time. Yeah, but I don't know where it is, so I'll have to share it with you next time. You have something to look forward to. I was gonna wear it, and then I was like, well, I don't know where it is, so I'm just gonna wear a plain gray t-shirt. Boring Costco t-shirt, but whatever, it does the job. So yeah, that's kind of a quick catch up of what's been happening with me. Yeah, my job is good. I like it so far. Just, getting used to being back in the office again is an adjustment, but I do still work from home at least one day a week. Yeah, and then there's days where like I'll take a really early meeting from home and then drive in after, because sometimes I have 7:30 meetings, because there's international teammates that I work with, and so to try and make it fair on the time zone, we have some meetings pretty early in the morning. So I do, like, if I have 7:30, I'll take it from home and then I'll drive in after. So anyway, my first finished object is not going to stay a finished object because I washed and blocked these and realized that I knit one foot 6 rows shorter than the other one. So the legs are the same length. We're fine there. And it was in this motif that I didn't do enough. So this is the second sock. So you can see significantly fewer rows on that middle motif. And then these motifs I did kind of the same. I think I may even have missed a row at the beginning, and I definitely missed a couple at the end there. So anyway, what I'm going to do, because I don't want to redo everything and take out all these scraps, is I'm just going to rip back to here, and I'm going to make the toe longer, I think, because they're scrappy anyway, so I don't really care, and that part's going to be in a shoe. So yeah, I'll just do this much of the brown, and then I'll do the toe. And I think that'll be fun. So these are the Cookie Swap socks by Dana Ray Makes. They were originally I think it was a mini skein bundle for, like, not Advent, but like a Christmas cast on kind of dealio. They're so small. They're so much smaller. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, what was I thinking here? This is crazy. I knew as soon as I tried it on my foot, I was like, all right, something's real wrong here. It's nuts. Okay, so we'll just have one so that I don't have to be irritated about it. But it is truly leftovers. So this is leftover Hedgehog Fibers teacup. This is leather bound, and this one is not a leftover. So I had a full skein of this. It's leather bound on Marie Cutie from Flies and Hellhounds. And so that's kind of the unifying color throughout. This one is Chili Knits. I don't remember the name of the colorway, but it's my mom gave me that skein. This is leftovers from, I think, my Throne of Glass Advent calendar. And then this is a random peach mini I got in like a, whatchamacallit, like a mini skein swap. This is one of the mini skeins from the Moons mini skein bundle from Moonstone Dye Works. And that's more teacup, and then, you know, leather brown. So that's the whole shebang. So yeah, I have two socks, but I am going to rip this one back and make it the same length so they fit my feet. Okay. On my second pair of socks, this is for my mom. I have not put them in the mail. I'm going to put them in the mail now because I've been able to record. But when I was at her house, I basically grabbed this project bag, and she just had like this much cast on of both socks. She was working them two at a time, and she'd just done the cuff. And I remember she cast it on when she came to visit me last, but this is the Cozy Knitter 2023 Advent skein. So she does like a 24 stripe sock skein, and then you get mini skein with it for a heel toe cuff. And because it had been like 2 years, or almost 2 years, just not going anywhere, I asked my mom, because I was knitting on my Advent socks from Cozy Knitter at that time while we were hanging out in her room, and she tried them on and said she really liked them. And I said, well, why don't I get your mini skein? I keep wanting to say mini skein. Your secret skein, and I will knit you some socks so you'll have them, and I can make them to the same size with maybe a little bit longer foot, because the foot on mine was a little short. We have a little bit different sized feet, but the leg was fine. So she said, yeah, that she would like that. So I brought them home, and I think I knit them up in maybe like a couple weeks. It was really fast because this was super fun to knit. I really liked this color palette. So it was always like, oh, one more stripe, one more stripe. So I think it was supposed to be sort of like a fadey skein. And I'm trying to remember if I did all 24 stripes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I only did 22 stripes because I got to the right length of foot, and the end stripes were sort of like, I don't know, a dark orange and a brown. And I thought that like my mom would prefer to just have the white toe. I could have just done the stripes into the toe, but I think the white toe kind of finished it off a little bit nicer. So I went ahead and finished out 22 stripes. So anyway, they match. They're very nice. All the ends are woven in. So I'm going to put those in a package to go to my mom. So that is all the finished objects I have with me. My ball of yarn is in a fluff pile here. We're on the floor in my craft room. I just didn't want to finagle getting the camera on a table and not being close enough for the mic to pick me up because I don't want to do my headset. And sometimes it doesn't really make it any louder anyway. So I'm just going with it. All right, so whips, I've only worked on a couple things. The big one that I've been working on is a new cast on. So it is the Sunday Swirl Tank by Jessie Made Designs. And it looks like this. So the back of it, I've done kind of 3 sizes. I did a little bit of franken piecing, and I found with Jessie Made Designs that this tends to happen, that there is a lot of ease built into her patterns. And I'm actually going to frog one of my sweaters that I knit. What is that one called? It's a V-neck sweater, but it's gigantic. So basically I knit to the size it said for the chest, not realizing that there was a bunch of ease built into it. So I think it's like a 55-inch chest or something. And I do not like that much positive ease. That's a ridiculous amount of positive ease on my waist. And even on my chest, that's like 11 inches of positive ease. And it just looks sloppy. I don't like it. All right. So anyway, I'm going to frog that. And I think I'm going to make a carved pullover out of it. But regardless, I knew that I wanted to go smaller because I didn't want all that positive ease. And this is in a cotton acrylic blend, which is not going to have a lot of memory. So it's going to be kind of have that potential to stretch out. So I went down a size. So I was knitting a size 2, which is a 36 or 38 inch bust. And then I was like, maybe that's going to be tight because I usually knit a size 40 bust. I think it's a 36 is that size 2. But the next size up was a 42. And I knew that would be too big. So I knit the back with the size 2 because the back panel down to here, you basically knit that first. And then when I did the front, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to want extra space. I mean, that's where I want it to be, on the front. And the issue I have with the V-neck sweater is that it's really huge in the back. And I put all kinds of decreases in the back, trying to make it smaller, and it's still just giant. So I thought this would help with the back. And it does. It's very nice. So then on the front, I did the size 3, which the pattern allows for, and it doesn't even break up the cabling at all. In the chart, I think you work like 4 extra rows. So the front is actually a little bit longer than the back, getting down to the armhole join. But again, fine, because the, you know, some of this is going to be taken up with breast tissue. So kind of like bust darts is what it ends up adding. So cool. So I got down to here, and then I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what to do on the underarm, because the underarm, you're just adding stitches and then those stay as ribbing. So it's very flexible in what you want to add here, how many stitches. So I added on the amount for the size 3, I think. I don't remember if it was the size 2 or the size 3. I picked up the stitches, I knit a couple of inches, I measured it, and it measured 51 inches for the chest, which was nuts. Now, I did a gauge swatch. I gauge swatched and I blocked it. So I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. So I ripped back the like 2 inches that I had done, and I back calculated based on what I had for the front and what I had for the back, and then what I would need to add to get to a 40-inch bust circumference. And basically I ended up with the pickup amount here under the arm as being the size 1 amount of stitches. So I have a size 2 back, a size 3 front, and a size 1 pickup under the arms. Totally fine, because essentially the size 2 and the size 3 end under the arm at the same point in the chart pattern. So I could keep going on the same row of the chart, which was nice for the flow, and the ribbing doesn't matter. You could do however many stitches as long as it was multiple of 4, because it's a knit 2 purl 2 pattern. So that's what I did. It worked out fine. So now it's just the slog of getting enough length to be where I want it. It's cropped in the pattern, and it is a split hem, and the back length is longer than the front length. I don't think I want to do that, because the back of my shirts tend to be longer anyway than the front, because your chest takes up space and makes it shorter in the front. So I think I might actually make it longer in the front to account for that, and then it basically would end up being the same when I'm wearing it. But we'll see when we get there. I still have a long way to go. It does have a very deep arm size, but whatever, it's a summer top, and I have not picked up for the armhole edging yet. However, I do think it will also be a cute like vest over, I don't know, I could see it over a white cotton t-shirt, or potentially over a dress with sleeves, although I don't have anything that would really work with it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just enough kind of focus that I have to pay attention and I have to look at the chart, but not so much that I can't work the row without looking at the chart. So basically I have to figure out which row I'm on. I can work across that whole row because the pattern is the same, and then I have to check in with the chart again, can knit along. Really only the one row where you've got the cable cross and the lace in the same row, that's the only one that's like a lot of stuff. Otherwise it flows very nicely. So I'm enjoying it. Would recommend the pattern. This yarn has been in my stash for 15 years because I bought it to make baby things for Megs. I did make a little shirt for them in a gray color, but I didn't do anything with the mint, so it's been sitting there a long time. So I'm happy that I'm finally knitting something out of it. I had, I think, like 10 balls of it. And I had started a different t-shirt called the Minty Tea out of it, but it just sat in a bag for years. Like, I got to here and then I just stopped. So, fine. Anyway, so I'm glad I frogged it. And because it has no memory, I didn't even wash the yarn. Like, this is the frog yarn. And it is not wiggly at all. So it has like 0 memory. So a very highly patterned sweater like this, I think, is good because it'll keep it from just being a saggy mess. So yeah, I'm excited about that sweater. Oh my gosh. I need to take some allergy pills today. Okay, I did a little bit more work on this guy. This is the Welcome to the Party Pal socks. These were one of my 12 cast-ons for 2025 for the knit along that Angela hosts, who is Rainbow Ange on Instagram. Anyway, she does it every year and invites people to do it too. So this is a pattern by my friend Lindsay Kirchner. She released it around Christmas time. And it's supposed to be a Die Hard theme. So I'm going to do a little bit of a different thing because I don't have a big skein of this. So this was yarn that was gifted to me, or no, it wasn't gifted to me. I think I won it in a contest from Sue and Liz. Yeah, I think I did. On the Distant Stitches podcast. It is My Yarny Corner. I don't remember her dire name. Anyway, she has the My Yarny Corner podcast. So it was a kind of sock set, but this is a smaller ball of yarn. So I think it's only like 300 something yards. So I'm concerned that I won't have enough for 2 like full socks. But it came with this like neon pink mini skein. So my thought was I'll do a neon pink cuff, do a little ways down the leg, do like a stripe, like a big stripe, like, you know, the tube socks from the 80s had. Maybe I'll do a thin stripe, a thick stripe, and then another thin stripe, and then do the rest of the leg, and then do the foot, and then of course this would be the heel toe. And then I think that'll stretch this enough, because this was a 20 gram mini skein, which is quite a lot. Yeah, so I think that'll be fine. So that's the only modification I'm making to it, is that I'm going to add that stripe. So I'll probably start that soon. I just kind of wanted to try it on and see where this much was hitting on my leg, if it was a good time to add those stripes in. And I've basically been working on this thing. But one day I forgot to bring my little chart keeper with me, so I did work on that sock because I could do it without the chart. Alright, and then last thing that I have been working on is this. This is the sweater number 12 from My Favorite Things Designs. Sorry, my nose is very stuffy now that I started sneezing. Okay, and it is knit out of Knit Picks City Tweed DK. The main color is Harbor Seal, and then the contrast colors was a like sampler pack. So it had kind of all the colors of City Tweed except for their grays, and it was a rainbow mini pack. So I've progressed through all of them now. There's this pink, red, orange, yellow, this olive green, dark green, blue, and purple. And I've started into the pink and red again. So I'm ready for an orange stripe, but I didn't have the orange with me at work because I put it into a smaller bag and I can't hold all of the balls of this in that bag. What am I'm knitting? I think a size 3, whatever. I think it's a 40-inch bust, and I'm not doing anything special with it. It is in a broken rib pattern. I really love the way the increases were done, so they flow down from the neck through the shoulders. So it's like a raglan, but the raglan is done with these increases that flow into the ribbing. So it's really an all over ribbed sweater. It fits really, really well. I cannot wait to have this. I think it's going to be a great, cozy, nice sweater, and it's very mindless to knit. Like once you figure out how to do the broken rib, it is extremely mindless to knit it. Yeah, I want to get onto this again, but it had been too hot to knit on this. And so, yeah, it's getting cooler in the evenings. So I think I might be able to start picking this up again. I want this to be one of my Rhinebeck sweaters, I think. I'm going to end up with all like commercial yarn Rhinebeck sweaters, which will be really funny because this one will be one of them. Probably this one that I'm working on, the Sunday Swirl Tank, would be another one for if it's hot. And the only one that would be hand-dyed would be the one, the Samantha Guerin one. If it's warm. I will definitely take it with me. But that one was knit out of Gabby's new base, which is called Winnow, and it has linen in it. So it was my first project that I've knit with a linen blend yarn, and I really liked it. It was so nice to work with. So those are my things to share in terms of whips, finished objects. The last thing I was going to share, goodness, so many calls from the pharmacy. Your refills are ready for pickup. Okay, I'm not coming right now. Last thing I was going to share is my reading journal. So it's been a while since I've shared it. And let's see. So May, I did a mermaid spread. So I kind of have been keeping it a little more simple for this year just because I want to be able to do it and keep up with it. And before I would do like a cover page and then the page with my books, and it just became too much for me and I like quit halfway through last year. So this year I, at the beginning of the year, did half the year, just 2 pages every month. And then I was like, okay, and around July or June, I'll do the second half of the year. And I did not do that. So this was what I got through at the beginning of the year. So I did up through June. So this one I kind of did bunnies and it was a little fun. So then in July, I was like, all right, I'm just going to throw some stuff together because I don't want to lose steam. I did keep up. So I did July, August, and September. October and November are an interesting problem. So when I was doing it last year, before I gave up halfway through the year, I skipped some months and I counted the pages in my journal, and then I did spreads for October and November. But then I never went back and did the other months. So I was like, that's a lot of pages to lose in my journal. I'm just gonna redo it. So here's what I've got going for July. These are some stickers from my friend Sue. This was one I had from Notebook Therapy. So I just kind of stuck those together. It's really weird, this piece of paper that I ripped from, it looks like it's masking tape, which I kind of don't love, but whatever. The theme is just let it go. You're doing it. Keeping the habit is the most important. I really like August though. It's nice. I used a little stamp and I got this nice window sticker and stuff. So August is good. And September is cute. it started with this little stamp, but I kind of screwed them up. When I stamped it, I got double images, so I had to like trace it with a thicker pen. So then I kind of put some otters and some little muted rainbow tape. So anyway, September is really simple. All right, so October, here's what I did, but I don't really love it because this is covering up my books from last year. I like this half. Like I've got these little things. This was a sticker I got from like romance. Was it like a book club? They included some stickers, and I really like that one. So anyway, but the paper I cut from has way bigger grid marks than this. So I don't know. I might just cut these 2 pages out completely. I just can't decide because I can't do that because this is the back of September, so I can't cut them out. So I think I'll take another notebook and cut out like the last page because this was from my organizer, which has bigger grid. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this off, which I should be able to do. I'm going to put a new cut piece of paper with some paper from, the kids have a couple of journals they're not going to use. And I'm going to put that in there instead. I think if it wasn't so dark and it wasn't bigger grid, I would be fine with it. Okay, and then this one, I kind of tried to do the same thing up here and I kind of hate it. So I'm going to do something different there. And I haven't covered this part yet because I did not like how it turned out for October. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to cover this guy up. These are my books from that prior year still on there, but I like the spread. So anyway, this would be October when I fix it, and this will be November when I fix it, and then December we're back to blank stuff. And I've got a lot of really cute like wintry themed hot cocoa and mittens and all that stickers that I'm going to do for this one. And then we would be done and we'd be going into 2026 and we would have survived 2025, which is what I'm going for at this point. Survive 2025 because it has been a year and we're only 6 months in. It has been a year. So that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys for this time. Not a super long podcast, but it's probably better so that I can then just get back into the groove of it. Really, I just need to get that muscle working again. I do really enjoy sharing things with people, and I don't have a lot of people close by that I can share my knitting with. We do try to get together. Gabby and I try to get together once a month for coffee, and then I was doing virtual knit nights with my friends we've all moved away from each other, but we haven't been able to get one together for a little bit. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you all get some time to do the things that you love, and I will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.